Sean, thanks and congrats for winning the opener. If you could, if you can give me some of your impressions of what you saw from Josh Allen. I know it wasn't the turnovers are going to always bug you and him and everybody, but it just seemed like it was the kind of day where there was a lot of stuff to like about the way he managed it and threw it. Your overall view of Josh's performance.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, Vic, the ball is that's why it's the equalizer that it is, right? We left some things out there. Overall, I thought Josh, as you saw, did a really good job of giving the receivers a chance. They made plays. Our receivers and tight ends and backs made plays when the ball was in the air, and I thought our line did a great job of giving Josh time to work back there and the receivers to work their routes. So, good first game. A lot to work on though overall.
Yeah, on the work on part and the negative part, how do you address that, and what was some of your conversations with him either during or after the game in that regard?
Well, it's to be expected, to some extent with the first game every year. But that's where the growth mindset comes in. We've got to go back and find out why things happened when they didn't work out to the way we wanted them to work out, and that's where practice comes in, right? And that's where the work goes in. You got to go back to the drawing board and continue to work on our fundamentals, our execution, and for sure understand why we got the results we got as it relates to the process, and then why wasn't it better. So that'll be the question we're asking ourselves. It's already begun on my desk over here, and as you know me, but overall just a great win. These are hard to come by, and so it's a great team win and a good start.
Thank you, Sean.
Sure, Vic.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win. I found it interesting, your defensive line rotation today. I know you rotate heavily, but it looked like you were doing wholesale rotations, and maybe that was a byproduct of, the fact that you sent them 3 and out the first 3 times. But how did you feel that kind of a rotation worked today for your guys? I know they weren't on the field a terrible amount of time, but how did you feel that rotation worked for your group?
Yeah, I thought, just philosophically, that's a little bit of what we believe in there, Chris. And it's probably a combination of that, honestly, and also just, some of the 3 and outs combined with the offense staying on the field, our offense staying on the field with multiple play drives. And then there were no huddle at times, too. So it was probably a combination of all of that, really.
Thank you.
Sure.
Tim, we actually can't hear you. Sorry about that. We do have Tim up.
Okay.
Tim, we're still struggling to hear you, so we'll try and circle back in a little bit, but we do have John Morrow up next then.
Okay.
John Warrow, AP.
Hi, John.
Congrats on the win. And I guess, knowing how difficult it has been to run against the Jets, how important was it to see Josh come out firing and really spreading the ball among the receivers in picking those guys off? And what did you see on that touchdown? What did you like about what you saw on his touchdown to John Brown?
Yeah, there's a lot to like. We've worked things in practice that I saw carry over to the game. I would say that's probably the biggest thing that makes me smile as a coach. I'm sure it makes our offensive coaches smile. So when the players take ownership of things like they did in that regard, and we were able to convert when we needed to there.
Like what about Josh's recognition abilities in seeing how far that defensive back was playing off John? And I'm not sure if that was the call out of the huddle, but he sure seemed to recognize what was going on there.
Yeah, recognizing things is important. Their defense does a great job, as you mentioned, in a lot of ways, and so we knew we were going to be challenged. But I guess just overall, the film study during the week, the execution on game day, that's where the process comes into play.
Thank you.
Sure.
Hey, Sean, John Scott, congratulations on the win. Curious from your perspective, what it was like without the fans here this afternoon.
Yeah, it was honestly what we expected. I would say because we've been here, we've practiced over here. As you know, you've been over here watching us practice, and I thought our sideline had great energy today from the players, the coaches, the staff. I thought it was very unique, and to me, a good sign of who we are and the way the guys pull for one another, love one another. Listen, I'd be lying if I said it was normal, but I think listen, we've got a resilient group, and I'm proud of them the way that they've adjusted to this point all the way from the start of training camp till now.
And can you take us inside the decision-making process to stay inside for the national anthem?
Yeah, I'm going to keep that between us. I'm glad and I'm proud of two things. Number one, that we're doing what we've decided as a team, and we're sticking together on that. And then number two is the action that has taken place. And so really proud of what our guys have set out to do in the community to make positive change, hopefully in our community, with giving the kids, or trying to provide the kids, the children that need it, the internet, and with the census as well as the voter registration. So it's one thing to do something. It's another thing to take action. And that's the thing I'm most proud of.
Appreciate it, Sean. Thanks.
Sure.
Hey, Sean, it's Sal.
Hi, Sal.
You can hear me? Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I
I have no idea where I am on these Zooms. I'm not sure if you've been asked this. Tyler Bass, kind of a bummer that he missed those 2 field goals. Just take us through the thought of watching a rookie kicker struggle like that in his first game.
No, this is there's always a first time for all of us, right? And we remain confident in Tyler. There's going to be some of those moments. There's adverse moments. There were today for our team, right? We're up and we faced a little bit of a momentum shift there, and so we had to push through that. And Tyler, I thought, did a good job of pushing through it. Got the field goal at the end to seal the game, basically, and so I was proud of him for that. He was resilient in his approach, and so he, like all of us, we've got to go back and continue to work on our game this week. There's a lot to work on, but we remain very confident in Tyler, and so he's a young kicker. That's going to happen from time to time, and so we stick by him. I was proud of the way the guys stood by him and supported him, from the offensive players to the defensive players, and not just the special teams players in this case. So I'm very proud of the guys for that.
And if I could ask you about your offense, I mean, you've seen a lot of offenses through the years, but it looks like this particular offense with so many weapons. Have you had a team quite like this in terms of the guys you can roll out in a 5-wide set like that?
Well, they're all different. Different offenses attack differently, and so we decided this week to do that, Sal, and it paid off. I thought it was a good game plan by the coaches, coordinators, Coach Dable, Coach Frazier, and Coach Farwell, and the players executed. That's what it really comes down to: the players taking ownership, putting in the work during the week, and then executing at a high level. And so there's certainly plays we want back, and we'll learn from those hopefully this week.
Thanks.
Sure.
Hey, Sean, obviously the game just ended, less than an hour ago, but do you have an early read on the injuries to Matt and Tremaine, and I think Tyrell as well?
Yeah, I don't. I don't, Marcel. It's too early to tell. I haven't even honestly caught up with our trainer yet, so I'll try and give you some more information if I can tomorrow.
All right, and I guess if especially Milano and Edmonds are forced to miss, an extended amount of time, how impactful is that to the middle of, not just even the middle of your defense, but your defense as a whole and the psyche of your locker room?
Well, those guys are good football players, and they're good football players for us. They've done a nice job, and I thought they were doing some good things today. And I was very proud of the way that the younger guys stepped in and did a good job, from Tyrell Dodson to AJ Klein to Tyler Matakevich. And so, that's the next man up, and that's the resiliency of the linebacking crew and the resiliency of our defense and of our team. And so there's going to be adversity like there was today, whether it was injuries or a change in momentum. And I think we've learned that you've got to continue to push through, and I thought our team did that today. So we'll see what happens this week. We hope and pray we get them back. If we don't, then it'll be next man up.
All right, thanks, Sean.
Sure.
Coach, good afternoon. Mookie Hawkins, Waffle Sports 1080. Congratulations on the victory today.
Thanks, Mookie. Appreciate it.
Yeah, hey, it's always good to know that we could win the ugly ones, so, it's always room for improvement there. And you was talking about how resilient, your team was, during adversity. I know you had to be at one point out there just like